past Gordon. Then he passed James.
Butch has a new magnet. We'll rescue all engines. We're ready for action.
Thomas and Butch clattered into the Sodor Search and Rescue Center.
I'm the Sodor rescue engine today. I'm helping Butch.
You're going to have a busy day, chaps. Lots to do. We're ready for action.
Emergency call just in. You must take those metal poles to Farmer McCaw right away. His sheep shelter was blown down. He needs them to build a new one.
Butch trundled and tracked to the metal poles. He lowered his arm.
Butch has a marvelous magnet.
Rocky and Harold were amazed.
Hovering helipads.
Butch's magnet hovered over the poles, but Butch was worried.
Did Victor say my red light should be on?
Don't worry about the red light, Butch. You're ready for action.
So Butch nudged and budged the poles. They rolled this way and that, but his magnet didn't pick them up.
Bother.
Then there was trouble. Butch started to bash and crash his magnet too hard against the poles. With a crash and a splash and a sploosh and a whoosh, he knocked the poles right into the sea. And next to Captain was surprised.
That'll be broadside. Sorry, Captain.
Sorry, Captain. Don't worry, Butch. We can pick up more poles from the yard.
But before Thomas and Butch could race to the yard, Rocky had another rescue for them.
Emergency call just in. Rosie's wheel is cracked. She needs another right away.
Thomas's boiler bubbled. Butch's wheels whirred.
Ready for action.
Butch trundled to a big new wheel. Rocky and Harold watched Butch and waited. Butch was worried.
What about the red light, Thomas?
Don't worry about the red light, Butch. I know about magnets. You're ready for action.
So Butch's marvelous magnet swung and swayed over the wheel, but it didn't pick the wheel up.
Bother.
Now Butch tried even harder with his magnet. He tipped and he tapped so hard against the wheel, it rolled and raced away. It crashed and bashed into Rocky with a clang and a prang.
Creaking cranes. Sorry, Rocky.
Sorry, Rocky.
There's something wrong with my magnet, Thomas.
Thomas knew Butch was right. His wheel started to wobble with worry. Then an idea flew into his funnel.
I know, Butch. I'm metal. Let's see if your magnet sticks to me.
Grand idea, Thomas.
So Butch drove carefully up to Thomas. Suddenly, the red light flicked on. Thomas didn't see the red light. Neither did Butch. But Butch's marvelous magnet was now working. With a bang and a clang, it stuck tight to Thomas.
Lift it off now, Butch.
Butch struggled and strained. Then he sighed.
I can't lift my magnet from you. I don't know how to.
Thomas's firebox fizzled.
Neither do I. I am a very silly engine. I thought I knew all about magnets, so I didn't wait to listen to Victor. Now we can't be the Sodor Island rescue engines.
Thomas wheeshed and whooshed. Butch revved and rattled.
We must go back to Victor, Butch. He will tell us what to do, and this time, I'll listen.
Thomas passed Gordon. Gordon grinned and grunted. Then he passed James. James giggled and jiggled.
I know I look silly, but Victor will help us. We'll work perfectly.
the steam works. Victor couldn't help smiling.
What do you look like, my friend? I told you, the red light must be on. Then you know the magnet is working.
Thomas rattled his rods.
Red light off, Butch.
Red lights off, Thomas.
You see? Now you are free.
Ready for action.
Hurry, my friends.